Hi, welcome to episode 4 of How to Enjoy Whiskey and Cigars. Today we're going to talk a little bit about drinking higher proof, higher alcohol content whiskeys. I would define those as over 50% ABV or 100 proof, if you will. Sometimes that high amount of alcohol will burn your tongue a little bit and even your throat, which isn't necessarily pleasant for everybody. One way to minimize this is to take a little sip, hold it on your tongue for 5 seconds or so, maybe a little longer if you wish, and then swallow it. If you hold it towards the front of your tongue, you will get less sensation and less flavor, by the way. If you hold it on the back of your tongue, you'll pretty much maximize the flavor you get out of it, whether you hold it in your mouth a long time or not. This will become a lot more important when we start pairing cigars with it, because you want to find that right technique that works for both. Another technique to minimize the burn, if it's uncomfortable for you, is to hold your breath. You take in a breath, you hold it, then when you take a sip and swallow it while holding your breath, you'll find the flavor and the strength is much diminished. This is a good thing when you're starting again with high proof whiskeys because it will allow your palate to acclimate. So after you do that a few times, it'll be very easy for you. You also may find that the alcohol content is overpowering the taste or the character of the whiskey. One way to fix that a little bit is to add a little bit of water. You can use teaspoons, you can just dump it from a cap. There's a lot of different methods. I basically put in about 10 mils, which is like a little more than half a teaspoon. And what this is going to do is release more of the flavor. It sort of releases the insolubles. It lowers the surface tension on the top of the whiskey and allows more of the vapor, more of the alcohol to evaporate. And it allows more of the aromas to come out so that when you drink it, you get a much different sensation. Now that little bit of water, which in this case was about 10% of the amount of alcohol in here that I added, didn't necessarily dilute it as much as it released some alcohol vapor and moved some of the insolubles around so that I got a different flavor. Much more enjoyable with a high proof whiskey to add a little bit of water. We call this proofing it, by the way. So give it a try with a strong bourbon or rye or even a bold scotch and see if it doesn't make it a little bit more palatable for you. You might discover more character as well.